That's Majeshi.
Mariam, please.
Hello, you guys. It is Mary.
And
Leave us a like,
subscribe,
share,
and comment
down below, you guys. Today we are going to be talking about some news. It's all about black man troubles.
I know.
And we are here not
it's
to
like
get
just
involved.
one thing after another. Well, can we just start with the Daryl Brooks?
Oh, let's start off with Takeoff, because this is where we.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because it kind of started with Takeoff or whatever,
All
and
right.
then we'll try to go down the line of the foolishness.
Okay.
But yes, Takeoff. He has I think he died maybe about a week ago. He got shot over a dice game. I don't exactly even know how all of it transpired, but I found
they said he was outside.
Yeah,
that he was outside when it happened. He actually, prior to that, I think I saw that he had gone with I don't know if it was his cousins or friends, but he had gone to this Asian guy's store. The guy is known as the King of Bling.
Okay.
Where they needed to get some of their jewelry cleaned. And so he went there and to look at some new pieces. And then after that, they flew to was it Atlanta? Where was it?
I'm not sure where it was.
So anyway, they flew to where they were going to go for this. I thought it was some event because they said that he was killed outside when he got outside. And, so I don't really know what happened. I don't know if he was in there playing the dice game. Maybe someone was upset that, he won or whatever. But it's just like another black man killed by another black man.
What I really want to get into was the responses.
And I know that he's a celebrity because he's the cousin of Offset. Right?
Yeah, like they're in this group called the Migos and everything.
Right. But it really should lead to the conversation about this black on black crime, which is usually black men killing black men or black men killing black women
and children.
So that is the larger conversation really that should be going on. And I know when a celebrity is killed, it's like, oh, this is a problem. We got to do right. Black brothers. And then you have the older ones coming and saying, what's going on with our youth? They're not listening. My whole thing is, we have such a huge part of our population, single mothers, and the fathers are black and they're not in the home. So this is an issue because the father is not in the home, has just kind of shirked that responsibility. So I feel like when you have older black men now saying, hey, young black men, what's going on? I really want to say, like what I said to my ex once when he was gone for 6 months, where the F have you been? That's what's going on with the black boys. You have been nowhere to be found. You're nowhere to be found. That's why these issues are happening in your community. When something's happening in another community, we wonder, what are the men doing? What are the men doing in that community? And that's the same thing I have to ask. What are the men doing in our community that you have black men killing black men? Black men killing black families. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, my thing is also, it was really the response. It's really interesting to me. Mm-hmm. Once he had passed away or whatever, stuff like that, we had a lot of black men coming out and speaking all of a sudden about black issues and this, that, and everything or whatever, which I just did not feel like it was genuine. Even Nick Young, who, I don't know if you guys know him or not, but he was an NBA player who was dating Iggy Azalea, who's this Australian rapper who came on the scene. She was kind of new. I think she was really kind of not the first.
But now he's with a black woman, isn't he?
Anyway, he had cheated on Iggy Azalea. He actually was engaged to Iggy Azalea, this an Australian woman, right? He had cheated on her with his baby's mother.
Right.
Okay,
So
who
he
was a
was with the
black
baby
woman.
mama first.
He was with the baby mama first. They had a child
Left
first or
her.
whatever. He got her pregnant
Mhm.
while he was with Iggy Azalea.
Mhm.
Now that he is washed up, because he was with Iggy Azalea when his career was popping and he was successful.
Mhm.
Now that his career is washed up and he's
And the
here
Lakers were
doing
doing well.
yes, now that he's washed up and he's now on these reality TV shows,
Mhm.
he is now back with his baby mother.
Yeah.
But what I thought was very interesting is that he came on Twitter or whatever, and he was like, how come you never hear about the Jonas Brothers getting shot up? Even though I don't wish that for them, whatever. Why is it always us? He's like, I'm so done with N-word shit.
Yeah.
Let's just sit on that for like 2 seconds.
Well, Nick Young, you just make sure that you're in your black son's life moving forward, that you leave a good legacy so that it doesn't happen in your family. The best that you can do, really the best that you can do before you start talking about the community, you got to focus on your family. How is your family doing? Like all these black men who are out here talking and I would love to have a little bird's eye look at what's going on in their family.
Most of the men who were talking
what's going on in their family. Are they still with their baby mamas? Are they married? Are they good fathers? Are they responsible? Because that's where it starts. It starts with your family. It's like what that guy said, Jordan Peterson, like, how can you fix the world when you go into your bedroom and your bed is not even made? Like, if you can't do just the stuff that's going on in your little community, which is your family, if that's not straight, how are you straightening out what's going on over there? And I think that's where we miss the mark. Well,
black men specifically. But I just felt like my thing is I feel like a lot of men who were even talking or even trying to speak up, I just felt like a lot of them have illegitimate children. Well, not illegitimate. I don't want to call any child illegitimate, but they have had children with women, and they have caused broken families. They have made a lot of women single mothers. And they are out here nesting in the white community while also going down on black women. So for you to sit down here and talk about how
their own community.
No, like, and I'm trying, like, I have no issue. I don't care if a black man wants to go and date a white woman. That's not my business. Because best believe I'm dating whatever race I want to date. But I feel like if you're going to go there, make sure that you're also focused on building up your community when you want to sit down here and talk about these issues. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that, if that's what you're doing, you're mentoring, you're helping. There's a program that you're doing, you're being involved, you're treating your family right,
then
all that stuff.
Have something to turn to.
You're creating legacy for your own family. Whatever that is, that's fine. No one cares if black men date white women. No one cares about that. I think it's important that you don't go and talk down on your race, because a black woman might go and date a white woman, but no, a black woman might go and date a white man. But one thing, they don't go and talk bad about they don't talk bad about their women, because they know that's where they come from. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be able to have respect for your own race. You have to be able to have respect for where you come from, and you have to be able to love and nurture that as well. You know what I'm saying? So I just felt like the men who were talking really should not be talking. And Nick Young saying that I'm done with N-word stuff, and then people talking about how, I'm done with gangster rap. Like, I mean, I just thought it was so dumb that he even said I'm done with N-word stuff when you have not been acting like a good man. Like, you literally have had this woman here for years. You have not been doing well by her. You've been cheating on her. I know you're causing a broken home, because if you're not really doing right by her, and I don't even think they're even married up until today. Like, how do you really expect to really be done with N-word stuff if you're not even trying to build community, build family, build legacy, none of that? You know what I'm saying? So I just felt like they all need to sit down.
And that's the thing,
It's like they want to hop on this bandwagon when it's popular. Oh my God, somebody died, black on black crime. Let me come out here, put out my little tweets.
A lot of these young black men, young black boys, they need, when they go and they have a gun, I think what it represents to them is a feeling of power. That's what it represents to them. Like, I have some kind of control. And the reason why that they are so moved by that because they don't have power, they don't feel in their own community.
Yeah.
They don't have resources to go to. They have not learned how to control emotions as well also.
Yeah.
And so they don't have these resources, and that's why it's so important for black men to create these communities that have these resources, where a black boy can excel, things that they can do, like teams that they can join,
Yeah.
where they can excel in that. Create a community with good schools
Yeah.
so that they can excel in that. you know Come back to the community and do something for that, something that they can have pride in.
But also, it
you
starts
know
with your own family. That's why it's important for
so when you
you
don't
to get
create
with
that.
somebody and actually
Yeah.
see it through the test of time.
Yeah.
That's why it is important for you to go and be like, you know what, I'm going to marry this woman. I'm going to stay loyal to this woman. I'm
Yeah.
going to be a good father. I'm going to show up. I'm going to be
Through the rough
I'm going to be the
times.
sole provider and protector. I'm going to make sure she has money to take care of the kids at home. I'm going to make sure she has money to go focus on herself, make sure she goes work out, she gets her hair, her nails done, to make sure she's feeling good. So that's when she'll take that energy and also nurture it onto my kids. I want to make sure that I have money too, so they can have good foods in their house. I want to make sure they have money so we can go buy property that they can go pass down. So we have money so that they can, if they don't want to go and work a 9 to 5, they have that security. They have a property they can go work to. They have a business that mom and dad have done, and that they can go there, flourish until they decide what they want to do. That's why it's important to build legacy and to build up your own damn community.
And also to have,
it starts at home,
to see things through, to get in the foxhole with their mom. Because what happens when a child sees you guys going through the good and bad time and coming to the other side, you're teaching your sons how to do that.
Yeah.
The things will not always be great.
Yeah.
But this is how you work through stuff without a gun.
Yes, and this is how you see stuff through, because life is not easy. You have to be consistent.
But you're not there. You're not there to show anything.
So
like
you
that.
older black men want to come up here and talk.
Out of balance with the whole thing, and so they can only have children who are also unbalanced. And that's because the black man, is nowhere to be found. It is a shame. Just the high percentage of single mothers that have been created because a black man is not around, does not want that responsibility. And when you don't want that responsibility, that is what you're teaching to your sons. And so they go up there, they shoot up a community, they mess it up. Why? Because daddy did the same thing.
Or they go get several women
started by messing up his own community, his own household. So why should I do the same? So that's why when you have these older black men coming and saying all this stuff, it's kind of like, where the F have you all been?
And then you're ruining your own community because you're having sex with multiple women.
Yeah.
You have no commitment to them. You're getting several of them pregnant. Yeah. They're left to sit here, work a job, here to, like, they have to be in their masculine and feminine energy, because now they're trying to, or really they're just in their masculine energy, trying to build a community and all that stuff.
A lot of low self-esteem going on with black men, I think, because it's not just black women that are becoming single mothers, Like, there are other women.
A much higher rate. Well, also, yes, but also black men are going into the white community and are making white women single mothers as well. It's not
all
just
the other communities. Making them single mothers as well.
Yeah.
So it gets to a point where as black men have to really look at themselves and really these, you just have to make a commitment to each other, black men. Because it's going to take black men to fix this problem that's going on in your community.
And you can't sit down and play the victim, because the fact that we are less than
nobody wants to hear a man.
The thing is, we are less than the Asians in America.
You mean and demographic, right?
Demographically, there are less black African American people than Asians. Asians who only have one child per family. Yeah. We are less than them, and then we are killing each other. At a faster rate.
Yes.
And
a lot of our men are in jail.
And then demographically, half of us are in jail.
Yeah.
How degenerate does
Yeah.
it get?
Yeah. A
You
lot
know
of
what
black
I'm
men in
saying?
jail.
So when things
A high
happen to
percentage.
black people,
Yeah. You're
there's
nowhere
not
to be
much you
found.
can really
You're not
say
around.
because you are not in the majority.
Yeah.
People are not you know who people are going to talk to about what you want for election so
You
that
mean
we
for your
can act
community?
to. Yes, they're
Yeah.
going to the Hispanics.
Yeah.
They're
Because
going
their
to the
community is
Hispanics to ask
growing.
them what do they want, what do they
Yeah.
need from congressmen and all this stuff, because there is power and strength in numbers.
Yeah.
You can't expect
Yeah.
much to happen
And
for
their
you in a
families are
country when
staying
you are
together.
only like 9 or 10%. It just doesn't make sense. It
You
doesn't
know,
make sense.
you know what is a shame? I always tell my kids when I came here, I got here in 1989. I mean, I had been here before with my family, but I came on my own in 1989. And I remember when I came, there was a study that was done, and they had taken the census, and they had said, based on how much Black women were giving birth by 2020, blacks were going to be the country was actually going to be, in terms of percentage, blacks will be almost half of America.
It is
It was
2022
it
and
was
we are less than the Asians.
and it is so, it blows my mind that 30 years later,
That's not
that
even the case. That's not even
that's
close
not
to being the
even the
case.
case,
That's
you
not even
know.
1/4 of the case.
So that's a shame. And yes, we know that they brought things into our communities. But then at the end of the day, okay, they
They also
bring
did it to the
drugs,
Hispanics,
but think
though.
about this. Well, not they didn't bring drugs to the Hispanic
Well,
community
not the
because they weren't
Hispanics.
there at the time. But what I'm
Yeah.
saying is this: at the end of the day, when we talk about black men's troubles, any person bringing something to your community, you still got to look at the black man. You're the one. You're supposed to be the protector of your community. Men are supposed to be the protector of the community. So if the drugs are coming to the community, how are you allowing that to come into your community?
And then you're
How are
selling
you
it.
allowing that to be in your community? Exactly. Selling it to your people, contributing to the, like degeneration of your community. And this is what we're seeing now. It's like the chickens have come home to roost. And, it's like you're reaping what you're sowing. So, yes, now it's going into the celebrities' place, but it is what it is. At the
This
end
has
of
been
the
happening for
day, this is
years.
like black men's troubles, and it's going to take black men collectively to fix this problem. Now, the question is, do they want to really fix this problem? And will they be willing to do what it takes to fix it?
Personally, I
I
feel
don't know
like
what it takes to fix it. You
personally
all got to figure it
that's
out. You
not
all are
even
men. That's your
my
job.
business.
So, but
I
it's
personally
sad.
feel like
It's
it
very
was really
sad.
fake when all those older men came out, because y'all never ever hear any of these men who came out here to talk about black issues. Never ever ever. But now that one of your friends have died, now you want to sit down here and talk about how, oh, if you're with gangster rap or whatever, you're not for black people, and
And
oh,
all
I'm
of
done with
that.
N-word
Yeah.
stuff. Y'all weren't talking like this until somebody died. And I'm sure because it's trendy, you'll talk about it now, but then you'll go back to where you were nesting. You won't do nothing about it,
Yeah.
and you'll also be contributing to the problem.
Yeah.
Like, so
I
at
mean,
this point, there's
you know,
only so much that somebody
and
can
then
actually say
this
or
is a
talk
good
about.
time to kind of segue into the whole Kanye thing. That's what we're talking about. I think a couple
Like
of weeks ago.
legacy. You are here
same
with the whole
thing.
Adidas thing. If you had your own company, that's generational wealth. Yes, it's not
Yeah.
with somebody of your own race or whatever, but you're creating wealth and legacy for your children,
Yeah.
for yourself, for your family,
Yeah.
for your mom's family, or whatever the case may be.
But my
They can
thing
all go
is,
and work
Kanye,
there.
you have said all kinds of bad things about, like black people. Like you talked against slavery. Like you have
Slavery was a
said,
choice and all that
you have said all
stuff.
kinds of
Like,
things, and then now all of a sudden, you're black, and here you
he's
come. Now that
black
you
when he
have
wants to
trouble,
be.
now that you're having trouble
Yeah.
in the community that you chose, and now they are what, against you according to you? No, they're against you because of what you opened your mouth to say
About black
but
women.
but
That was very
well,
that has a very high job in Vogue. Do
yeah.
you not know Vogue?
But then also he went ahead and continued and being degenerate and saying all kinds of craziness. And do you think you will be accountable for it? Because a lot of times you go around not wanting to be accountable for a lot of things. Even this whole thing with breaking up with Kim, it's like
She
you want
was
to.
taken
First
from
of all,
me.
you wanted to like exactly. She was
You
taken from you. You're a goddamn man. Like just man the f up.
you took yourself from your kids and your
Exactly.
family.
You be accountable. Oh, her mama was this. Do you realize that all of these are women? Like, how does a woman keep you away from your child? Like, how does a woman keep you away from the house? If you
You
are a
sat
man,
there
if
on
you
a
are like
global
the head
stage and said
of
that
your
you told
household,
Kim to go and abort North.
like
You
yes.
said that.
Yeah.
That child will forever have to see that on the news.
Yeah. He's just not accountable. So here he is. Now you want to talk about black
Good morning,
problems.
Gwendolyn.
All of these people who are there wanting to talk about black problems, it's like, I always, you look at them, you go look in their family, and they're like, okay, you're not even in your home with your child.
So why are you talking?
I mean, and then you have Kyrie, this whole thing with what was it?
I think he had posted a movie that they said was
He posted
anti-Semitic. I think they said Hebrews to N-words.
to Negroes, Hebrews to Negroes,
I
right?
don't even know what it's about.
Whatever.
Apparently, they said it was anti-Semitic.
Well,
I've never seen it, so I don't know.
The movie helped him or whatever. But the bottom line is, you've just seen what has occurred with Kanye West, and then you are actually working for somebody.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you are working for someone. Okay, you are not your own person.
Your own boss.
It's the same thing
Yeah.
like when you go and you're working at a job.
Yeah.
When I was out there working on a job, there are things that I just can't say. And that's just how it is. You're not free yet to say all this kind of stuff. And but now you're being suspended. And I just felt like
they have a laundry list of things he needs to do.
He should have learned from Kanye.
I don't know why he even did that.
And now you dipped your toe in here and all of the stuff. And then now it's like, oh yeah, I know who I am. Where were you when I was trying to figure out who I was? And blase, blase, blase. I remember Kyrie a few years ago. You were there in your party with all women. I didn't see no black woman there at your party. Now and all of a sudden, you're all for the cause. Okay, miss me with that. That's just how I feel with Kyrie.
Yeah.
Even the whole thing when it was the what was it when they had to go to, I think in 2020, they all had to go play in the bubble and stuff. And he's like, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna be part of this and blah blah blah. I'm gonna speak for the people. Kyrie just missed me with that. Really, seriously, just missed me with that. I just feel as though he's trying to have some kind of platform. But when I kind of look at your actions and stuff, I just wonder. I just don't know how genuine you are. I know that he has done. I know he gave money to the Native American causes and different things, and he did stuff for George Floyd's family and all that. I know that he's been quite generous, but I don't know how genuine it is.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing with the whole Kyrie thing, because I still remember when he had that party and people talked about it. I don't know if you guys remember. Kyrie had some party.
He had a yacht party.
And there was not one sister there. So I wonder if he's one of those black men who
don't like themselves.
Don't like black women.
Yeah.
Or don't find them to be beautiful, even though they come from a black man and a black woman. So I just wonder about Kyrie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just wonder about Kyrie, how genuine he truly is.
Yeah, exactly.
So that whole thing, just, and then there's just so much rubbish going on with black men. Look at what's the guy's name? Darrell Brooks.
Yeah.
The guy who is on trial. I think the trial is over now. He's going to be sentenced in another week. I think he's going to be in another week on the 15th, I think, of November. He's the one who went and killed 6 people at the Waukesha, Wisconsin Christmas parade. He had been arguing with his girlfriend. Actually, got physical with his girlfriend. prior to this driving, he had just got in this like punching match with her, like had done the same thing with her friend, her girlfriend who was with her. Yes, and then it was after that he gets in his car
And he killed 6 people.
and he goes, I don't, and hey, if you're physically abusive to your girlfriend, and she said this was something that he has done before with
Wow.
her, and she had just had enough that particular day, so she was fighting back. And then he goes to do this. So to me, that was kind of like karma finally came and beat him in the butt. But he is there. He was so like belligerent during the trial. I was surprised
He
that
represented himself. He
he
was going
represented
off.
himself,
He
like
was
going
going
up
at
on
the
the judge.
judge. Like he was
Like
acting
just a lot of
so
times they had to let
uncivilized.
him go to another room, another building, um, because and then had the nerve to want to talk about he's a Christian and he knows Christ is there with him, and
Christ
he's
ain't with you in
he's
the
just
foolishness.
sad for his family who have to go through this, and then he starts to cry, and I'm just like, did you even think about your family? That's what I'm saying, black man. Do you even think about your black family when you're doing all this foolishness,
Yeah.
and then they have to forevermore be linked to your foolishness, to your crazy self,
Yeah.
and then now you want to talk about Christ. Where was Christ when you
When you
were
went to go
punching
kill
out
those
your
people.
girlfriend and all that stuff? Maybe if you had thought about Christ then and gone to pray or gone to a church, maybe you will not have been in the car going to parade running over people. And and then moments he'll be crying. Like I didn't find him genuine at all. I just didn't. I didn't find him genuine at all. I just thought he was a narcissist. I thought
Yeah.
he was some, like just an evil person.
Yeah.
Just kill people for what? You're upset with your girlfriend, you know?
Yeah.
So, and then, oh, let's talk about Drake.
Drake had just been like
Yeah,
his new album. Obviously, his last album
well,
did not do well. I think it was like Thanks but No Thanks. That was his last album. It did not do well. I think the last album I listened to was Certified Lover Boy. That album was not bad.
and from the very beginning, when you were talking about Drake, I always
You
said there
never
was
liked him.
something about this guy that I did not like. It's just something about his spirit.
Yeah.
I just never jived with him. I didn't listen to his songs or anything like that. It
Yeah.
was just something about his spirit. I was just like, and you were like, oh no, he's so sweet. He's one of the nice guys, and always has some nice music.
I don't sound like that.
I said something about this guy. I don't like him. There's something about him that's not nice. There's something about him just looking. I know what the media is saying, how he's great and blah blah blah, but he's not. And that was I must have said this like over 5 years ago.
Yeah, you
And
did.
sure enough,
You've been showing his spirit
sure
ever
enough,
since.
sure enough.
But yes, he has an album out. I don't even
Yeah.
know what it's called, but it's some very odd picture of some black girl on the cover
Oh, boy.
who looks drugged up,
I don't think
honestly,
he
and
likes
has
women,
piercings
period.
all over herself.
I don't think Drake
and
likes
she just
women.
looks weird.
And certainly not black women. He's biracial, right? I think. Yeah, he is biracial.
He is
Isn't
biracial.
His father is black. His mom's
Arab,
Caucasian.
I think.
Okay.
Anyhow, but yes, he has some weird album out or whatever where he's just literally coming for women.
Yeah, I don't think he likes
I feel
women.
like the last album it did not
so.
do well at all.
Yeah.
He decided this one I'm just gonna go for clout because obviously I want people to listen to my album. If people are not listening to my music like they used to, I'm just gonna come for women. Yeah. He came for Megan Thee Stallion. He came for Serena and her husband. Y'all know. I think Drake and Serena had date briefly, but he came for Megan Thee Stallion. I want to get to her first. He basically said in one of his songs, she lies about getting shot, but she's still a stallion though.
Yeah.
And how do you sit there and applaud a man who shot Megan? I don't really give a damn who said they don't believe Megan got shot. She didn't sit there and shoot herself. Exactly. If you follow her on Instagram, you saw that she had bullets in her foot. She showed the hospital pictures and all that stuff. I do not put it past Tory Lanez to go and shoot somebody. That man is mentally unstable. He has shown himself to be abusive before. So I absolutely believe Megan when she said that he shot her.
Yeah.
And even if you didn't believe her or whatever, you have seen that this woman has been shot. Yeah. You know the case is still going on or whatever. For you to go as a biracial man, whatever, to go there and say, okay, I'm basically going to side with this brother. I'm going to go ahead and say, yes, she is lying about getting shot. Like, how do you applaud a man who goes and even puts a gun up to a woman's face or to her foot? Yeah. Like, how do you do that? It's like, how do you sleep with yourself at night? Like, all the men who have been saying that Megan is lying, you obviously, like, how do you
a lot of them are just like
they just hate black women. They just hate black women
him because he's a man.
He's a man.
But I did not, you know what? Who I did not hear, like coming to like support her. I didn't hear her boyfriend coming to say anything, but Serena's husband had something to tell Drake.
Yeah, because Drake called him a groupie. He was basically saying that Serena Williams' husband is a groupie or whatever in the song.
And he was like, look, he
Drake,
said, that's
you really
why
can't say
I
anything.
stay winning. Yeah. He's like, because I am relentless in whatever I do, I attack it relentlessly, and I strive to be the best at it. And guess what? Yes, I will be the best groupie for my wife and my daughter.
You have not been doing anything, Drake, but putting your weenie in multiple women. You have created a broken home with a woman who is white.
You don't even have a wife.
You have made her a single wife, a single mother.
Yes.
And she's there raising that child alone. Yes, you may be providing, but she's still a single mother.
He was trying to insinuate that she was a prostitute when he was at first trying to say that child was not his.
Yes, and that remember
it took him a while. He was putting
hid
her
that
down.
child for the longest time. I think the child was 4 years old before he even decided to tell the world, yes, I have a child and this is my son. Yes. The son that don't even look like you.
And then he had the nerve to, as though
he's blonde and blue-eyed.
As though we don't remember when he was putting down the woman. Like he wants to say, oh, I wasn't keeping my son away. I was keeping the world away from my son. Miss me with that. We heard you when you were trying to act like she was a prostitute. And no, I will not be having sex with someone like this and all this stuff until the paternity test. And then you just had to shut the hell up. And I don't care what she did for work. The bottom line is you were there having sex with her.
Yeah.
So if you're putting her down, what does that say about you?
You don't put your weenie there several different times. And enough for her to get pregnant.
And not protected. Like,
man, please. You're just as much of a prostitute as well. If we're being honest.
He is a hoe, the way he behaves. He just like that.
So you're here putting down Serena. Like, Serena didn't even call for you. The husband did not even call for you. Yeah. He's actually building legacy, and he's actually worth more than Serena now, I believe, because his company is almost $1 billion. He's there taking care of his wife. He's there creating a family. He has married her.
Yeah.
He has not created a broken home. No. So for your punk ass to go and talk about a man who is happily married and actually building legacy, something that you know nothing about, shows how much of a punk you is.
You know. And he's really a punk because he didn't go to Rihanna to talk about her because he used to date her.
Well, no, they never dated. They never dated. I don't think
they did.
I thought they did.
Because I was thinking that, ASAP, he didn't want no smoke with ASAP. That probably was
I don't think they dated. I know that what happened was Drake tried to kiss Rihanna on stage where she was getting an award. He tried to go kiss her in her mouth. She curved him. Yeah. And ever since then, she stopped talking to that fool. Because how dare you try to take advantage of me on stage? But Rihanna's Rihanna. So she was like, no. Please keep your nasty ass lips away from me.
I don't know where they've been with your hoish self.
Exactly. So,
and did he recently have some show where Tristan was in it? He was getting married to all these women or something. He had some song
where he was marrying about 30 different women. They were in a line or whatever, stuff like that. And then you had Tristan Thompson, another degenerate black man who has created another single mother, Chloe.
I know.
He cheated on her several different times, sitting down there in a song after you have just been exposed for getting another woman pregnant. You decided to sit down there and be his best man as his man is marrying 30 different women. So you're just celebrating your degeneracy.
Black men
have serious mental issues. These are the more people, than even Christ can handle himself.
You know something? These are the people black men need to talk to.
Who?
You need to be talking to people like, this Daryl Brooks character. Like, you need to go
You that
talk to these
man.
people like Tristan, right? You need to go talk to Tristan, those kinds of things, Drake, who is biracial, coming for your black sister. You need to check him. You need to check him instead of just coming for a Megan Stallion. You need to check him and be like, no, you cannot talk about our sister like that. That's where it starts. It starts with you just saying, like, we're not going to accept that anymore. That's where it starts.
I
It
do
doesn't
not
start when
care.
someone, when one of your brothers kills each other, and then now y'all want to go, oh, you young bucks gotta do better. No,
I'm
it
done with
starts
niggas.
with on a regular thing, right? Or them saying,
I'm done
"I'm
with
done with
N-word
N."
stuff.
What, right? Yeah, I don't like. I always
I
tell my
don't say the word.
kids,
It actually slipped out
I
my mouth.
don't want
But yeah,
that. I don't use that kind of language at all,
yeah, it slipped
and I
out.
don't expect,
Yeah.
yeah,
But no, I just
period.
felt like, them coming
Because
out
you
there
just
and
have to,
saying that
like,
stuff, like
yeah.
I
I've
just thought it was
always
fake
felt,
at this point.
yeah, I was like Oprah, like, where that's concerned. Like, don't use what the previous slave owners called you.
And then try to make it
Don't use
empowering.
it
It's
and
not
try to make
empowering.
it's not. It's just like when people call each other, women call each other the B word.
It's just like when
It's
Amber
not
Rose goes and
empowering.
calls
It's
herself
not
this.
empowering. Then
Yeah.
when men call you that, you get upset. It's not empowering. It's not. There's nothing. Or yeah, Amber Rose going and saying, "Oh,
That
I'm gonna be
I'm a hoe and
ass or
all this
whatever."
stuff or whatever.
It's
then
not
she's having the whole
empowering.
walk and all that stuff.
It's not. So
I
I
think
am
she needs to get
happy
healing.
that Nick Young is saying now, I'm done with N shit. Hopefully, you're also done with saying the word too.
Yes, but also I wanted to talk about actually
But,
Amber
yeah.
Rose and her baby father.
Oh.
So anyway, but yeah, let me get. But yeah, so
What
he
happened with
AE. Well, I
Is
guess
that the man who they both have
yes.
the tattoo?
Y'all
So
know
she's
she's
still with
dating
him.
Wiz Khalifa, right? She was dating. Well, she actually got married to Wiz Khalifa. They got divorced or whatever. I think he had cheated on her, whatever. She got with this other guy. I think she had. I don't know if she had a. I think she had one child with him.
Mm-hmm.
And they had broken up, whatever. Apparently, he had cheated on her with almost 200 women, and during the course of their relationship.
What?
Yes, and she exposed him.
I hope
And
she's
they
not
broke
still
up.
with him.
They broke up,
Mm-hmm.
got back together.
Oh boy.
But now he is dating Cher. He is happily nesting in the white community.
Oh, with
And
Cher.
he is dating somebody who is 40 years older than him.
Wow.
And she goes on Twitter to defend him.
Who, Cher?
She goes on there to defend him and say that, girl, I don't. Some people are saying, like, girl, I don't know why you're with this man. He is known to be a cheater. She says, I may be in love, but I'm not blinded by it. He has met my whole family.
Who said this, Cher?
Cher is on Twitter defending her cheating, degenerate man.
Isn't Cher 70 now?
She is 76, dating this guy who was in his 30s. And I ain't never seen this man smile so much in my life. But she's like, he is not the same. Just because he's had these patterns does not mean that he's doing it to me or whatever. He treats me well. He treats me like a queen. All this stuff. Cher, I hate to tell you, but I dwell the same, especially when women call each other the B words.
Yes.
Yeah. There's no point in doing that, because when somebody turns around and calls you the B word as an insult, you want to be all offended. But I was calling you the B word today at brunch.
Yeah.
So, why are you offended?
Yeah.
But yes, Cher is now defending this man. I just want to let you know, Cher, he might be acting well now, but men don't change. Black men in particular do not change because they now have gotten with someone that they prefer. And that's just is not how it works. I do not see this man being loyal to Cher.
Yeah.
He is probably happy that he got with her, but I don't don't even know how the hell Cher got with Amber Rose's baby father. Like, I just find that embarrassing, like for her.
Together.
Like, they were holding hands and then they were seen leaving the restaurant to go back to her Beverly Hills mansion. Like, I just don't know what Cher is doing. Like, I'm actually baffled.
Well, as someone who also knows someone, which we will not name, but as someone who knows someone who is dating someone who is much younger than them, maybe about 50 years, I think what they see in the young men is just like one, like I told you guys, women, you know, I know that our prime starts pretty late in life, right? And I guess it continues to go on
Mom
to
loves
your
this
70s.
conversation.
So, but I think what they see young guys, because they're still so filled with, dreams and life and whatever. But like you said, this guy's a degenerate. He's had sex with 200 people.
Yeah. And
Ew.
Amber Rose's relationship with
That
him.
is so gross. So I mean, at that point, I'm
That
just like,
weenie is
ugh. But
washed
I can
up.
see, really, but I can see how
But
you can be
even
with
you
a
said that
young
men stop
person,
you.
right?
But even you say that men's weenie stop getting hard for real
Yeah.
after like 35.
Yeah, I mean, some of them.
Like
It
they
really,
need help.
right. It really depends, but because there are some people
The
who,
African man looked back and was like,
but some people who are like taking care of themselves, eating right and stuff, they're fine. They're fine. I mean, they might be in their 50s and their stuff still working pretty good
without Viagra.
without it. Without it, if
I'm
they've been
shocked.
eating well, doing their occasional fasting, yes. But if you've been eating the sad, the standard American diet, yeah, that starts to diminish. You do need some assistance after 40. But yeah, so
And
I
he's
can see why.
36.
But he's 36, but he's a degenerate though, share. So he's not like the regular young person. I don't know what she finds in him. What do you all think? And I mean, will he change all of a sudden? You say he's smiling all of a sudden now. He never used to smile. So maybe now he has finally found that woman that he wanted, who
Cher
happened
is
to
an
be
icon,
who's
and the fact that she's
Caucasian.
with a
Right.
degenerate,
I
he's not
know.
Caucasian. I think he's
No, I'm
biracial.
talking about her.
Oh,
So maybe he has found, hey, I finally, and oh, if he's biracial too and his mom is Caucasian, maybe he's been trying to find someone like his mom. He's like, oh, wow, I finally found my Caucasian woman. I'm so excited. And then
I
on
don't
top
think
of that,
she's
she's an
attuned
icon.
to. I don't
Like,
think
why
she's
would you go
attuned
with
to
him?
how men have been doing
I know.
women of all races.
I don't think she has been.
Well, I don't think she. I
I
mean,
don't
she's
even know.
not
I
in.
can't remember Cher's last relationship. It was a long time ago.
And this is who you parade around with, Cher. You're an
Cher,
icon. You
I
go and
know.
get with Amber Rose's baby father, who is a cheating degenerate.
I know.
I don't know what's going on. Like it's
That's
like a bad dream.
That's such a step down. That really is a step down.
Like he's not even on your level, like even financially, or like even as a person.
Yeah, 200 women. Wow, that's a lot of people.
How do you even keep count? The last person that I heard who did some crazy stuff like that
When
was
you keep
Russell
count-
Brand when he was with Katy Perry. And he came out, he said, I'm a sex addict. And he said he had been with almost 300 women or something. He
Are
had
you
counted.
serious?
That's why they divorced.
Yeah,
How
I
does
always have
your
a problem
weenie
with
continue
people
to get
who are
up after that?
counting. Like when you're counting how many women you've been with, that's some problems.
That's like, I don't know, how does your weenie
All I know,
even
a lot of
work?
people need therapy. That's what I know for sure. Well, these are black men troubles. As I say, ain't got nothing to do with me. It's gonna take a black man to fix these problems. But what do you all think? And what do you all think about these black men problems? I mean, I guess they are still part of our
I did not even
community,
want to
so
talk
we care.
about this. I am in Africa, so I'm not a part of the African American community anymore. I take my mom's nationality. So you cannot call
they're
me.
still gonna be part of your daddy's American, so you are actually African American for sure. So yeah, African mom, you got American dad, so you can say yes, I am an African American for sure, right? But yeah, what do you guys think?
I just say I'm African now that I'm here,
No, you don't. You listen. I love African American women. I just. I mean, I only worship Allah, but I tell you, you know, I really worship. Like I really look up to African American women. I find them to be strong as hell. When I just think about even.
But who wants to be strong? I get so
No.
tired of that. I don't want to be strong as African American woman. I want to be soft and delicate, and I want to be taken care of like a princess. I don't want to be strong.
It's not just their strength. There is a quiet dignity about them. And they have patience for days. But
We need not
the
to
one thing
though.
I love about them, and the one thing I admire about them, is that no matter what they're going through, especially with a man in a relationship, I love the way they take care of their bodies and
Mm,
their hair.
mm.
And I mean, they take care of themselves. They make sure they're still looking good. And I love that about them because I didn't do that. You know, as my relationship was breaking down, so too was I physically. But an African American woman, no, they don't do that. They keep themselves up, and I love that about
But
them.
don't
And
African
I
women do
love
that too,
the,
though? Like all the women here are very much snatched.
yeah, they are actually pretty
They're
snatched.
very
Yeah, I
snatched.
mean they
Like the
keep their waist.
waistlines are
Yeah,
insane. Like you would think that they were actually went to a surgeon.
yeah,
Like as small, like I go to the beach, and
yeah,
the women's waists are this small, but the chest will be like out, honey,
yeah.
and then the it's literally like a Coca Cola bottle,
Yeah.
but like with more curves.
Yeah. I think that maybe they don't have as many like
Well,
problems.
well,
It's
also
not that
the
they don't
food
have
is not in
problems. It's
abundance like it
different.
is in
The
America.
food is different. It's easy to keep your shape. But not only that, I think that they don't have as much
Love
relationship
you too,
problems.
girl. Thanks for coming.
They don't have as much relationship problems, and the reason why is not that because the men don't drive them crazy, they do, but it's because that it is very compartmentalized. You know what the man's supposed to do, you know what the woman's supposed to do,
Yeah,
and those two do not meet. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And so, like, there's no arguments and things like that about that. And then, of course, the men are always ahead, and the women are like back here, and it's
yeah.
something that's accepted. So it's a different thing. But yeah, I love African American women. You know, most of my best friends are African American women, so I just admire them. Yeah, I really do. But really, I don't think that this is a woman problem. This is a man problem, and the
I
men
really didn't
gotta
want to talk about
deal
this. I'm
with
being
this
honest.
problem. They need to deal with this black man problem. I mean, we're saying it, but I mean, you guys, what do you think that it needs to start? Where do you think it needs to start? Do you think that it should be handled collectively with the black family? Do you think it's a black man's problems, all these troubles that's going on in terms of the killings and stuff like that? What do you all think? Let us know.
Yes, you guys, but it's Mary.
And
You guys
Amma,
just to like,
subscribe,
share
and comment.
down below.
And if you know any
Bye.
more news that you want us to do, let us know.
Yes, and we gave Khadijah advice today on live while we were doing 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah, so
If you
we
guys have advice, like if you guys have things that's going on in your lives specifically, and you want to talk about it anonymously,
yeah.
and you guys want us to give advice to you,
Mhm.
please leave it down below. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a post on
Yeah.
YouTube, and I'm going to ask you guys to let us know what you guys want us,
Yeah.
what advice you guys want us to give you guys, and we can do
certainly
that.
don't have all the answers, but we can give our opinion.
Yes, and from
Yeah.
life experiences, we can give you advice.
Like my friend Miss Martha, she's from Nigeria. She always says it's so important to talk things over, because if you keep things to yourself, because a lot of times when I'm going through stuff, I want to keep it to myself. And she always says, you got to tell your problems. If you don't tell your problems to other people, you never know who has advice that you can use.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, she liked the advice that we gave her today and everything,
Yeah.
and she was not offended by anything. She actually was quite happy, and it seemed like she was happy
I mean,
about
sometimes
it. So.
you just need that sisterhood.
Yeah,
to-
we would like this to be a
give you
sisterhood channel
another
for sure.
perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we want this to be like a sisterhood channel. We want to kind of get more into advice and stuff like that, because that's why we actually originally even wanted to do the channel. Because I was like, Mom, if you gave women advice, women will be in a much better place.
Aww,
That's what I always used to say.
think.
Yeah, I still believe that and everything. So that's why we want to kind of get into that. So you guys let us know down below. I'll put a post up on YouTube. You guys just respond to that post, and then we will answer some of the questions.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys have a good night. Bye.
Bye. I know it's late here.
I know it's like 6.